Hello there and welcome to this video where we're going to be talking about how you deal with somebody with low emotional intelligence. It's a very valuable skill. We'll be talking about some of the ideal ways to do just that in this video. So dealing with somebody who has low emotional intelligence can be draining. So one of the things we want to talk about is how you protect your own energy, setting boundaries, how to communicate clearly, managing your own emotions, right? Taking care of yourself, all those things and more are going to be the keys to dealing effectively with somebody with low emotional intelligence. That's what we're going to delve into next. And one of the hardest things of all dealing with somebody with low emotional intelligence is managing your own emotions. And it's really vital to be able to do that, remembering some key beliefs like people are not their behavior and the present behavior is the best choice they have available will help you manage your own emotions, because understanding that the person you're communicating with who has low emotional intelligence is going to be more reactive. They aren't going to necessarily think before they speak. They may say things in the moment as they get heated and their emotions begin to run rampant. That person is reacting to a program that they have built in that's not very effective. So with a belief like that, when you hold a belief like that the person's not their behavior, their present behavior is best choice available, you can begin to flip and reframe and understand that when they say things that may not be appropriate, nice, considerate, respectful, empathetic, any of that, it's not really them. And that will enable you to get control of your own emotions. And I'm not saying it's easy, because sometimes in those heated moments, it hurts, right? They say something that can be hurtful, can be painful. Words do have meaning. The adage of sticks and stones may break your bones, but names will never hurt you. We understand why we say that, but the truth is words can hurt you. So when you adopt positive beliefs like those I just mentioned, it's going to really help you manage your own emotions and not take things personally. One of the other things you need to be able to do is set clear boundaries. And in this context, what we're really going to be talking about is like where and how you go about having communications with people. So imagine you're a boss and you have an employee who's got this low emotional intelligence who sometimes the location isn't appropriate to be having these kind of conversations. So you need to say, listen, when we have these conversations, we're going to do it here during these times. You aren't to call me at home. You aren't, whatever it is. And it's amazing sometimes what people think of in terms of like, it's okay to have a conversation as I ran into at the grocery store. Like no, this is not the place to have this conversation. Or right after a Little League game where a parent and a coach begin to go at it because the parent's upset about something. That's not necessarily the place to have that conversation right in front of all the kids and everything. We need to set boundaries. No, listen, I will be more than happy to talk to you about this, but not right here, not now. You can call me at, in a half hour, we can do it there, or we can meet somewhere else, but we're not having this conversation here. Be firm and stick to it. Those are the kind of boundaries that we're talking about. Another issue that sometimes people have is, especially those of us who are high emotionally intelligent, is we feel for the person and we want to, quote, fix them. Or we want to help them get over whatever the challenge is as we see that, right? We need to stop that, step back, and a whole lot of that communication isn't about fixing them, right? It's about clearly communicating the message that we need to communicate, whatever that may be. It isn't necessarily about trying to solve their problem for them, right? That understanding that's a fine line between trying to fix them, communicate clear meanings and messages, helping them, empowering them to take control of their own life is a lot different than you trying to fix what you see as their problem. There's that line in the Bible about not trying to remove the beam in somebody else's eye when you have one in your own, right? So basically, take care of the speck that's in your own eye so you can see more clearly to help the other person get the speck out of their eyes. It's not you trying to immediately remove the speck from somebody else's eye. It's about you showing them, after you've cleared your own, how to get the speck out of their own eye, right? You're not fixing, you're communicating, helping, and empowering. The other thing I would want to mention is kind of piggybacks on the first one where we talked about you maintaining your own emotions, but the words that you use should always be thinking of the other person, right? They are calm, they're focused on the message, they're not focused on anything the person's doing or their particular behavior. And again, when you stay emotionally controlled, it becomes easier to think about the words. Breathing, taking a pause, thinking about what you're going to say before you say it is all very helpful. When you begin to get caught up in the emotions of it, man, it's happened to me far too often, far more times than I care to admit. But when you get caught up in the emotions of it, you don't think real clearly. I'll give you an example. We was at a baseball game, and I've been around baseball for a long time. And my son's playing in a summer league, and the organizers of the league, it's playoffs, and they had scheduled it. So it's a double elimination tournament. I don't know if you guys know how all that works, but they had scheduled it so that the team that's coming out of the losers bracket would have to play 4 full games in one day if they're going to win the championship. Then, because of the rains the night before, that postponed, they'd started the game and postponed it. My son's team was going to have to play 31 innings if they were going to win the championship. And they were getting ready to play that championship game because they were coming out of the losers bracket. And I asked the director, like, you're seriously playing one more game? It's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, you've scheduled it so that these guys don't play 31? And he's like, look, I don't have time right now. Don't have time to talk about this right now. And I was like, all right. This is really the only time because you're about to play the championship game. I've been around baseball for 50 years. Never seen this ever before. I maintained my composure as best I could. Other people begin to come around like, I'm just asking him a simple question, right? I was able to get my point across, and they haven't scheduled that since, any years since. But it took me managing my own emotions. A little breath control, not let me get heated. That is what we need to do. Keep our focus, think about the words we're using. So the last piece is protecting your energy. And that is crucial because as you get worked up, and again, it goes back to the emotional management thing, but as you're expending more energy, particularly on negative emotions, as your anger rises, your frustration rises, as all that consumes more energy. And when you're consuming energy on that, your brain doesn't function as well to think of the words that you want to select, right? So you really need to protect your energy. It is the easiest way to do that is begin to control your breathing, right? That's the quickest and easy. Your body posture and language together, right? Because as you begin to feel some of those emotions, and you can typically feel your body tensing up, your muscles getting tighter, you can feel it in your legs, your lower back, your shoulders oftentimes, even in your jaw. So sometimes people begin to kind of bite down on their jaw. When you feel that tension, that requires energy, right? So the quickest way to protect your energy and to do that is one, breath work, and forcing you to literally relax your body, right? So you throw your shoulders back, that deep breath, a deep sigh is a powerful one. That will begin to release some of the tension, releasing some of the extra energy, not using that energy, holding that in your body. And that will help your brain think quicker. help you communicate more clearly, all of that. So again, breath work, learning to release your body stress is probably the quickest, easiest, most effective way to protect your energy in those sort of communication situations. Well, once again, we just wrapped up another video in this series, and I would encourage you to check out a video in particular, how to improve emotional intelligence in the workplace. You might want to check that video out next. But also just subscribe to our channel. Help us get this message out so that these videos can get to the people who need to hear them. And the more people who subscribe, the more likely it is that the people searching for the right video will get it. So we encourage you to do that. And you might also want to be checking out, while you subscribe to our channel, some of our podcasts. We have some great interviews with some people out there. So again, check out those other videos and subscribe to our channel.